The WNBA ratings' worst nightmare just came true because it was just announced that Caitlin Clark will be out for the rest of the season. She's only played 13 games this season, and her most recent injury, which happened back in July, was a groin injury. The craziest part about all of this has been the reporting around her injury. The team has never given her a timetable for return, and literally up until today, the team had been reporting that she was still trying to get back on the court this season. The Fever only have 3 regular season games left in the season before playoffs. Some fans were even speculating that they've just been stringing fans along the whole time because they know that ratings and attendance would drop once they announced that she's out, which is also so ironic that they announced it the day that football season starts. Anyway, this is not only a huge blow for the Fever, but also for the entire WNBA. Caitlin was out with an injury back in June. Viewership dropped over 50% across the league. That's the kind of effect that she has on things. And it seems like from her post and how they announced it, Caitlin was the one that was trying so hard to get back on the court. She has traveled to every single away game. She's always meeting with fans, taking photos, signing autographs, doing all of the things because she knows how many people come out specifically to see her. But I'm really interested to see what viewership and attendance looks like now that it's official that she's done. The hope is gone. Sending my best to Caitlin. I have no doubts that she will be back stronger than ever. Hopefully next season.
The moment Caitlin Clark announced her season was over, you could almost hear the WNBA's pulse flatline. This wasn't just another injury update tossed into the news cycle. This was the league's worst nightmare playing out in real time, right in front of everyone. Think about it. This is the player who single-handedly transformed women's basketball into a nightly headline. She sold out arenas in cities that hadn't seen full stands in decades. She broke streaming records, dominated ESPN highlight reels, and gave the WNBA something it hadn't had in years: momentum. And then, just like that, it was gone. The most hyped rookie in league history, sidelined after just a handful of games. No playoffs, no miracle comeback, no Hollywood ending. Just silence. For the Fever, it means another season circling the drain. For the WNBA, it means panic. And for Caitlin herself, it sparks the million-dollar question nobody wanted to ask this early. Should she even stay in the WNBA? Because here's the truth. Fans aren't just sad, they're angry. Angry at the league for failing to protect her. Angry at the team for the way they handled the updates. And most of all, angry at the idea of Caitlin wasting her prime years in a system that looks more broken every day. Right now, the loudest voices online aren't begging her to rehab quickly or return stronger next season. They're saying one thing, over and over. Pack your bags, Caitlin. Europe is waiting. But before we jump to that conclusion, let's break this story down piece by piece. Because the ripple effects of this injury go way deeper than anyone realizes.
In the morning as well, because Caitlin Clark fans, I want to say Fever fans, but at this point, so many of you, including myself, has lost faith in everybody involved in leadership and in management and coaching. We've just sort of, I got to tell you, I don't have any more real good things to say about the Fever organization as of now, because I will contend that they have known this was going to happen.
July 15th, the day that flipped the WNBA upside down. Caitlin Clark played her final game of the season, though nobody knew it at the time. A groin injury benched her, and what looked like a short setback quickly spiraled into a season-ending blow. 13 games. That's it. 13 games for the most talked-about rookie in basketball history. A player who was supposed to redefine the league couldn't even finish her first summer on the court. But if the injury itself was painful for fans, the way the Fever and the league handled it was flat-out brutal. At first, it was day-to-day. Then came the carefully chosen words, making progress. Soon after, she's back to light practice. Every update dangled hope in front of fans who desperately wanted to believe she'd be back in time for a late-season push. And then, out of nowhere, the hammer dropped. Season over. Done. And to make matters worse, the announcement came the exact same day the NFL season kicked off, as if they hoped no one would notice. Fans weren't just disappointed. They felt betrayed. People had seen Caitlin moving freely during shoot-arounds. They saw clips of her running drills and jogging without a limp. Tickets were still being sold, jerseys were flying off shelves, and all the while, the front office knew she wasn't coming back. To the people who had poured their money, time, and loyalty into this team, that wasn't just bad luck, it was deception. And that's why this moment didn't just mark the end of Caitlin Clark's rookie year. It marked the beginning of something bigger, a full-blown war between frustrated fans and a league that seems determined to test their loyalty. Because if the WNBA thought this was just about an injury, they were dead wrong. This was about trust, and trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to get back.
Going to do in terms of popularity. Yep. You've been saying up and down that, whether tacitly or directly, that, she's getting too much shine, even though we respect and what have you. We deserve our shine. Well, now's a perfect opportunity for you to prove that. If not, acknowledge her impact on the financial aspects that she brings to the table, adopt the mentality that a rising tide lifts all boats, and learn to have an elevated level of appreciation for what she has brought to the game and assist her in making the league even more.
Here's where it gets messy. The same fans who sold out every Fever arena, who traveled across states just to watch Caitlin play, are now demanding that she leave. Social media is flooded with posts saying things like, "Don't waste another year in this league. Go to Europe where they'll treat you right. Save your career before the WNBA ruins it." And these aren't just trolls. These are Fever fans, people who supported a team that hasn't been relevant in years. Even they're saying they've had enough. When your own fan base is begging your best player to leave, you don't just have a problem, you have a crisis. So why are they pushing her toward Europe? Simple. Europe has everything the WNBA doesn't. Overseas, women's basketball stars get first-class treatment. Private flights, world-class trainers, five-star hotels, and most importantly, serious money. In Turkey, Russia, Spain, and Italy, players can make anywhere from $1 million to $5 million per season. Compare that to the WNBA's rookie salary, which caps out under $120,000. Even legends like Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner have admitted they made more in one overseas season than in 5 years in the WNBA. For Caitlin, who already has massive endorsement deals with Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson, the WNBA paycheck barely matters. But the perks, the care, the respect, those matter. Europe doesn't just pay players, it protects them. And after what she's endured in her first year, protection is everything.
To believe that the Indiana Fever are just now realizing that, hey, she's done for the year. I think this has been done. I told you guys, I put out a video 2 weeks ago saying, man, she's done. She's done. Once they put out the article, when she was supposed to return versus the Minnesota Lynx, supposedly, and then the Scott Agneses and all them start talking about she suffered a bone bruise in Phoenix. I told you.
From day one, Caitlin Clark was targeted. Hard fouls, cheap shots, elbows. Opponents openly admitting they wanted to rough her up. And the refs? Silent. The league? Nowhere to be found. Instead of protecting the one player who sold out arenas every night, the WNBA let her get hacked, bruised, and beaten down. The Fever, meanwhile, misled fans with vague injury updates that strung people along. And fans noticed. They saw Clark limping. They saw her pushed around. They saw the team say day-to-day while knowing she was done. That betrayal cuts deep. It's not just about one injury. It's about trust. And once trust is broken, it's nearly impossible to repair. That's why the panic has now hit DEFCON 1. Let's be brutally honest. The WNBA's survival strategy revolved almost entirely around Caitlin Clark. When she plays, ratings spike. Social media clips blow up. Arenas sell out. When she's out, viewership drops over 50%. Ticket sales collapse. Sponsors didn't pour money into the league because of its history. They invested because of Clark. ESPN signed massive broadcast deals because of Clark. Expansion teams? Same story. And now, with her sidelined, everything the league built is hanging by a thread. Without Caitlin, the casual fans are gone. The new TV money? At risk. The sponsorships? Shaky. But the real nightmare? The WNBA doesn't actually own her fan base. Here's the brutal truth. Fans don't tune in for the WNBA. They tune in for Caitlin Clark. When she's on the floor, people show up. When she's benched, those same fans still buy tickets just to catch a glimpse of her on the bench. And if she goes to Europe, they'll watch her games at 3 a.m. They'll buy European jerseys. They'll stream highlights from across the world. Sponsors like Nike and Gatorade don't care which league she plays in. They care about her brand, which means Caitlyn has all the leverage. She doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA desperately needs her. And when one player holds that kind of power, the league is in trouble. Think about it. Who replaces her if she leaves? Angel Reese? Popular, yes, but not in Caitlyn's league of influence. Paige Buchers? Still in college. Juju Watkins? Rising star, but not yet at Clark's level. There is no next Caitlyn waiting in the wings. If she leaves, the league slides right back into mediocrity. Empty arenas, small market coverage, casual fans tuning out. Everything the WNBA has fought for over the last 2 years collapses overnight. That's why this injury isn't just about rehab. It's a tipping point. And so here we are, the debate raging louder than ever. Does Caitlyn Clark risk another season in a league that doesn't protect her, doesn't prioritize her health, and doesn't pay her what she's worth? Or does she pack her bags for Europe, where she'll earn millions, be treated like royalty, and finally play without looking over her shoulder? This isn't just about money. It's about loyalty, safety, and legacy. Caitlyn knows her platform in America is massive, but fans are reminding her, loyalty is a two-way street. If the league won't protect her, why should she protect the league? Caitlyn Clark's groin injury has done more than end her rookie season. It has sparked a full-blown identity crisis for the WNBA. Fans are furious. Sponsors are nervous. The league is terrified. And Caitlyn herself? She's holding all the cards. Because make no mistake, if she even hints at leaving for Europe, the WNBA's house of cards collapses. So, I'll leave you with this. If you were Caitlyn Clark, would you stay loyal to the WNBA? Or would you take the money, the protection, and the respect overseas? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this saga is only getting wilder. The WNBA is officially on the clock, and Caitlyn Clark is holding the future of the sport in her hands.